Hello friends, handshake welcome back. Today we're taking a closer look at some fascinating British coins featuring Queen Elizabeth II. We'll explore their history, beautiful designs, inscriptions, metal composition, interesting facts, collector value, and the stories behind these iconic coins. If you enjoy coin collecting, rare coins, and world coin history, this video is for you. Watch until the end, and don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more exciting coin content. Now let's get started. The 1979 Elizabeth II New Penny 1 coin is an important British coin from the era of Queen Elizabeth II, and is a fascinating piece for collectors who are interested in United Kingdom coinage. This coin carries the famous inscription, Elizabeth II DG REG, FD, which is a traditional abbreviation of the Latin phrase, Elizabeth II Dei Gratia Regina Fidei Defensor, meaning Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. The coin was issued during the period when the United Kingdom was transitioning into a modern decimal currency system. The word new penny was used on the reverse side of the coin to help the public understand the change from the old pre-decimal currency system to the new decimal system introduced in 1971. The 1979 one new penny coin was part of the British decimal penny series and was produced by the Royal Mint of the United Kingdom. It was introduced during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, who became one of the longest-reigning monarchs in British history. The obverse side of the coin features the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II designed by the famous British coin engraver Arnold Machin. This portrait shows the young queen wearing a coronet, facing right. Around the portrait appears the inscription, Elizabeth II DG REG, FD, which represents the authority and tradition of the British monarchy. The reverse side of the 1979 New Penny 1 coin features a beautifully detailed design created by Christopher Ironside, a renowned British coin designer. The design shows a portcullis, which is a historic symbol connected with the Palace of Westminster and British parliamentary tradition. Above the portcullis is a crown, representing the monarchy, while the words New Penny and the denomination, 1, appear around the design. This simple but meaningful design reflects Britain's history, government, and royal heritage. The coin is made from bronze, with a composition of approximately 97% copper, 2.5% zinc, and 0.5% tin. It has a weight of around 3.56 grams and a diameter of approximately 20.32 millimeters. The coin has a smooth edge and was designed to be practical for everyday transactions. The bronze material gave the coin a distinctive reddish-brown appearance when new, although many surviving examples today show different shades because of age, handling, and environmental conditions. The year 1979 was an interesting period for British coin collectors because the new penny design was still relatively new after decimalization. Millions of these coins were produced for circulation, and they were widely used in everyday purchases throughout the United Kingdom. Because of the large production numbers, most 1979 one new penny coins are not considered extremely rare. However, collectors still appreciate them because they represent an important moment in British monetary history and the development of modern decimal coinage. Collectors often examine the condition, quality, and special features of these coins. A coin in uncirculated condition, with sharp details and original shine, can attract more interest than a heavily circulated example. Coins with unusual characteristics, such as striking errors, misaligned designs, missing details, or unusual finishes, may have additional value among collectors. Professional grading companies evaluate coins based on factors such as preservation, surface quality, and overall appearance. The value of a 1979 Elizabeth II New Penny 1 coin depends mainly on its condition and rarity. A normal circulated example usually has a modest value because many were produced. However, collectors may pay higher prices for coins that remain in excellent condition or contain rare minting errors. The historical importance of the coin, the connection to Queen Elizabeth II, and its role in the decimalization era make it a popular addition to many British coin collections. The inscription "New Penny" on this coin has special historical significance. After Britain changed from pounds, shillings, and pence to a decimal currency system, the government introduced new coins to help people adjust. The term "new penny" was placed on early decimal one-penny coins to distinguish them from the older pennies. Later, the wording was changed simply to 1 penny, making the 1979 issue part of a memorable chapter in British currency history. The 1979 New Penny 1 coin is not only a piece of money, but also a small historical object that tells the story of Britain's changing economy, royal traditions, and artistic heritage. The portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, the traditional royal inscription, and the portcullis design combine to create a coin that represents both modern Britain and centuries of monarchy. Many collectors around the world enjoy collecting these coins because they are affordable, attractive, and connected to an important period of British history. For coin enthusiasts, the Elizabeth II 1979 New Penny 1 is a wonderful example of how everyday coins can preserve history. Although it may not be one of the rarest British coins, its design, symbolism, and connection to the decimalization era give it a special place in collections. Every detail, from the royal portrait to the portcullis reverse, reflects the craftsmanship of the Royal Mint and the long tradition of British coin production. Today, the 1979 Elizabeth II New Penny 1 remains a popular collectible among beginners and experienced numismatists. It is often included in collections of United Kingdom decimal coins, Queen Elizabeth II coins, and world coin collections. Its combination of historical importance, classic design, and royal connection ensures that it continues to attract interest from collectors who appreciate the stories behind coins. The Elizabeth II DGREG FD 1979 New Penny 1 coin represents more than just a denomination. It represents a period of change, innovation, and continuity in British history. From the introduction of decimal currency to the lasting legacy of Queen Elizabeth II's reign, this small bronze coin carries a remarkable story that makes it a valuable educational piece for collectors and history lovers around the world. The 1979 Elizabeth II New Penny 1 coin represents an important stage in the history of British decimal currency. This coin was produced during a period when the United Kingdom was becoming fully familiar with the decimal system that had been introduced in 1971. The word "new penny" on the coin was a reminder of one of the biggest changes in British financial history. It helped people understand that the country had moved away from the old system of pounds, shillings, and pence into a modern decimal system based on 100 pence in 1 pound. The 1979 issue is especially interesting because it belongs to the early generations of decimal pennies. These coins were used every day by millions of people across the United Kingdom. They could be found in shops, banks, homes, and pockets throughout Britain. Although many examples survived, each coin still represents a small piece of British history from the late 1970s, a period known for social, economic, and technological changes. The design of the 1979 New Penny combines simplicity with strong national symbols. The portrait of Queen Elizabeth II on the front represents the continuation of the British monarchy and follows the long tradition of placing the reigning monarch's image on coins. The reverse design featuring the crown portcullis connects the coin with British government, parliament, and centuries of national heritage. The Royal Mint carefully produced these coins with attention to detail and accuracy. The engraving process required skilled craftsmen to create a clear portrait and sharp lettering. Even though the coin was intended for everyday use rather than as a special collector piece, the design quality shows the importance given to British currency production. The bronze composition of the 1979 new penny gave it a distinctive appearance. When newly minted, the coin had a bright reddish-brown color, but many surviving examples have changed appearance over time because of circulation and natural aging. Collectors often appreciate coins with original color, clear details, and minimal damage because they better represent the coin as it appeared when first released. The condition of a 1979 new penny plays an important role in collector interest. Coins that have been heavily used may show scratches, fatting, and worn details, while uncirculated examples can still display strong design features and original mint quality. Collectors examine areas such as the Queen's portrait, lettering, crown details, and portcullis design when judging the quality of the coin. Although the 1979 one new penny is not considered one of the rarest British coins due to its large production numbers, it remains popular among collectors of Queen Elizabeth II coins and United Kingdom decimal currency. Many collectors enjoy building complete collections that include every year of the decimal penny series, and the 1979 issue is an important part of that historical timeline. The coin also represents an era before many modern changes in coin production. Over the years, Britain changed materials, designs, and security features on its coins, but the 1979 new penny preserves the appearance and style of early decimal currency. This makes it valuable as a historical reference for studying the development of British coins. For world coin collectors, the 1979 Elizabeth II New Penny 1 is a wonderful example of how an ordinary circulation coin can tell a much larger story. It reflects the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, the success of decimalization, the craftsmanship of the Royal Mint, and the everyday life of people in Britain during the late 20th century. The true importance of this coin is not only in its monetary value, but also in the history it represents. Every mark, inscription, and design element connects it to a specific period of British history. The Elizabeth II DGREG FD 2001 penny coin is a fascinating and historically important piece of modern British decimal currency. This coin was issued during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II by the Royal Mint of the United Kingdom and represents the continuation of the famous British penny tradition. Although the coin was created for everyday circulation and had a face value of only 1 penny, it carries a rich story connected to British history, royal tradition, coin design, and the development of modern currency. The inscription, Elizabeth II DGREG FD, on the obverse side connects this modern coin with centuries of British monarchs whose names and titles have appeared on national coinage. The year 2000 was a special period in British history because it marked the beginning of a new millennium. The United Kingdom was entering the 21st century with modern technology and changing society, but it continued to preserve important historical symbols through its coins. The 2001 penny coin reflects this balance between tradition and modernity. It features the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, traditional royal wording, and the historic portcullis design, showing how British coins continue to represent national identity and heritage. The British 1 penny coin has a long history that goes back many centuries. Before decimalization, Britain used a different currency system based on pounds, shillings, and pence. In 1971, the United Kingdom introduced decimal currency, creating a simpler system where 1 pound was divided into 100 pence. The new decimal penny became one of the most important coins in everyday life. Early decimal pennies were marked with the words "new penny" to help people understand the new system, but later coins, including the 2000 issue, used the wording "1 penny." The obverse side of the 2000 Elizabeth II 1 penny features the 4th portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by the talented British sculptor and coin artist Ian Rank Broadley. This portrait was introduced in 1998 and shows a mature image of the Queen during the later part of her reign. The Queen is shown facing right while wearing the famous Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, a piece of royal jewelry with a long history. The detailed engraving captures the dignity and importance of the British monarch. Around the portrait appears the inscription Elizabeth IIDGREG. FD. This traditional wording has been used on British coins for generations. Elizabeth II identifies the monarch. DG stands for Dei Gratia, meaning by the grace of God. Reg is short for Regina, meaning queen, and FD represents Fidei Defensor, meaning defender of the faith. This inscription is not just decorative, it represents the official title and historical role of the British monarch. The reverse side of the coin displays the famous portcullis design created by Christopher Ironside, one of Britain's most respected coin designers. The portcullis is an ancient symbol connected with the Palace of Westminster, where the British Parliament meets. It represents strength, protection, and the historic institutions of the United Kingdom. Above the portcullis is a royal crown, symbolizing the monarchy. The words 1 penny and the date 2000 appear around the design, completing the reverse side of the coin. The artistic design of the 2001 penny demonstrates the skill of the Royal Mint's engravers. Even though the coin is small, the details are carefully created. The Queen's portrait includes fine facial features, hair details, and jewelry engraving, while the reverse side contains clear lines and symbols representing British heritage. These design elements make the coin attractive to collectors who appreciate the craftsmanship behind everyday currency. The 2001 penny coin was produced using copper-plated steel, a modern material used for many British pennies. Earlier decimal pennies were made from bronze, but the Royal Mint changed to copper-plated steel to reduce manufacturing costs while maintaining the traditional appearance of copper coins. The steel core provides durability, while the copper coating gives the coin its bright reddish color when new. Over time, circulated coins may develop darker shades due to wear, oxidation, and contact with the environment. The standard specifications of the 2000 Elizabeth II 1 penny coin include a weight of approximately 3.56 grams, a diameter of about 20.32 millimeters, and a thickness of around 1.65 millimeters. The coin has a smooth edge and a round shape. These measurements were carefully selected to make the coin practical for circulation and easily recognizable among other British denominations. Large numbers of 2001 penny coins were produced by the Royal Mint and released into circulation throughout the United Kingdom. They were used by millions of people for small purchases and everyday transactions. Because of the high production quantity, common circulated examples are usually easy to find and are not considered extremely rare. However, they remain popular among collectors because they represent an important year at the beginning of the new millennium. The value of a 2000 Elizabeth II 1 penny coin depends mainly on its condition, rarity, and any special characteristics. A normal circulated coin generally has a value close to its face value. However, examples in excellent uncirculated condition may attract more interest from collectors. Coins with original mint shine, sharp details, and minimal marks are usually preferred by numismatists. Collectors also examine these coins for possible minting errors. During the manufacturing process, mistakes can sometimes occur, creating unusual coins that attract collector attention. Possible errors may include doubled lettering, off-center strikes, incorrect designs, missing details, or unusual metal characteristics. Genuine mint errors are uncommon, which is why they can make a regular coin much more interesting and valuable. The 2001 penny is an important coin for collectors who focus on Queen Elizabeth II's coinage. During her reign, Britain produced thousands of different coins featuring her portraits, commemorative designs, and changing materials. Collectors often build complete collections of Elizabeth II coins by gathering examples from different years and denominations. The 2000 penny is an important part of these collections because it represents the transition into the 21st century. For beginner collectors, the 2001 penny is an excellent coin to study. It is affordable, easy to find, and contains many interesting features that introduce people to coin collecting. By examining this coin, collectors can learn about royal portraits, inscriptions, minting techniques, metal composition, and the history of British currency. The Royal Mint's history stretches back over 1,000 years, and the 2001 penny continues that tradition of producing coins that combine usefulness with national symbolism. Each coin represents careful planning, skilled engraving, and advanced manufacturing. Although millions were made, every individual coin carries the story of the time period in which it was produced. The Elizabeth IIDGREG FD 2001 penny coin is also a reminder of how ordinary objects can preserve history. A coin that was once used for a simple purchase can later become a collectible item studied by historians and enthusiasts. It reflects the culture, government, and traditions of the United Kingdom during the early years of the new millennium. In the world of numismatics, the 2001 penny may not be considered one of the rarest British coins, but it holds significant historical and educational value. Its connection to Queen Elizabeth II, its classic portcullis reverse, and its place in the decimal currency system make it an interesting addition to any world coin collection. The combination of royal symbolism, detailed artwork, and historical importance makes the 2000 Elizabeth II 1 penny a memorable coin. From the Queen's portrait to the traditional inscription and the crowned portcullis design, every feature tells a story about Britain's past and present. This small copper-colored coin represents much more than its 1 penny value. It represents a moment in British history and the continuation of a centuries-old coinage tradition. Today, collectors around the world continue to search for and preserve British decimal coins like the 2001 penny. Whether found in an old collection, a family coin jar, or a group of world coins, this piece remains a valuable example of modern British heritage. The Elizabeth IIDGREG FD 2001 penny coin proves that even the smallest coins can carry a large historical story. The Elizabeth IIDGREG FD 2001 penny coin is one of the interesting modern British coins that represents the beginning of a new century, while preserving the traditional symbols of the United Kingdom. This small copper-colored coin carries a deep connection with British history, the monarchy, and the development of modern decimal currency. Although millions of these coins were produced, and they were mainly used for everyday transactions, they remain an important collectible item for people who study coins, British history, and the long reign of Queen Elizabeth II. Every part of this coin, from the royal inscription to the detailed artwork, tells a story about Britain's traditions and its journey into the 21st century. The year 2000 holds special importance because it was the first year of the new millennium. Around the world, people celebrated the beginning of the 21st century, and Britain was also experiencing changes in technology, society, and culture. The 2001 penny coin became a small symbol of this historic time. The Elizabeth IIDGREG FD 2001 1 penny coin is an important piece of British decimal coinage that represents the long and historic reign of Queen Elizabeth II. This coin was issued by the Royal Mint of the United Kingdom during the early years of the 21st century and continues the famous design tradition of British pennies. The inscription, Elizabeth IIDGREG FD, appears on the obverse side of the coin and is a traditional royal title abbreviation. It stands for Elizabeth II de Gratia Regina Fidei Defensor, which translates as Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. This inscription connects modern British coins with centuries of royal history and shows the importance of monarchy in British culture. The 2001 1 penny coin belongs to the modern decimal penny series that began after the United Kingdom introduced decimal currency in 1971. Before decimalization, Britain used a complicated currency system of pounds, shillings, and pence. The introduction of decimal coins created a simpler system, and the 1 penny became one of the most commonly used denominations in everyday transactions. By 2001, the 1 penny coin had become a familiar part of British daily life, used for small purchases and stored in homes, banks, and collections throughout the country. The obverse side of the 2001 Elizabeth II 1 penny features the fourth portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by the famous British sculptor and coin designer Ian Rank Broadley. This portrait was introduced in 1998 and shows a more mature image of the Queen compared with earlier designs. Queen Elizabeth II is shown facing right, wearing the royal diadem, with the inscription Elizabeth II DGREG, FD, surrounding the portrait. The design represents the continuity of the British monarchy and reflects the changing appearance of the Queen during her long reign. The reverse side of the coin features the well-known design created by Christopher Ironside, a respected British coin designer. The design shows the portcullis, a historic symbol associated with the Palace of Westminster and the British Parliament. Above the portcullis is the royal crown, representing the authority of the monarchy. The words 1 penny and the year 2001 appear around the design. This combination of symbols creates a strong connection between British government, royal tradition, and national history. The 2001 1 penny coin was made from copper-plated steel, which was introduced for many British 1 penny coins as a replacement for the older bronze composition. The coin has a weight of approximately 3.56 grams and a diameter of around 20.3 millimeters. It has a thickness of about 1.65 millimeters and a smooth edge. The copper plating gives the coin its familiar reddish color when new, although older examples may develop darker shades due to circulation, oxidation, and environmental exposure. During 2001, millions of 1 penny coins were produced by the Royal Mint to meet the needs of the British economy. Because of the large number minted, ordinary circulated examples are generally common and have limited monetary value. However, collectors still appreciate these coins because they represent an important period of Queen Elizabeth II's reign and the continuation of Britain's decimal coin tradition. Coins in excellent condition, especially those with original mint shine and sharp details, are more desirable among collectors. The value of a 2001 Elizabeth II 1 penny coin depends on several factors, including condition, rarity, demand, and whether the coin contains any unusual features. A normal circulated coin usually has a value close to its face value, but special examples may attract more attention. Collectors carefully search for possible minting errors such as doubled designs, off-center strikes, missing details, unusual lettering, or other production mistakes. Rare errors can sometimes make ordinary coins much more interesting and valuable. The design of the 2001 1 penny reflects the artistic skill and technical quality of the Royal Mint. The detailed portrait of Queen Elizabeth II demonstrates careful engraving, while the portcullis design on the reverse shows a strong connection to British heritage. Even though the coin is small and was produced for everyday use, it contains many symbols that tell a story about the United Kingdom's government, monarchy, and history. For collectors of world coins, the Elizabeth II 2001 1 penny is an excellent example of modern British currency. It is often included in collections focusing on Queen Elizabeth II coins, United Kingdom decimal coins, copper-plated steel coins, and historic currency from around the world. Many beginners start their British coin collections with common coins like the 1 penny because they are affordable, easy to find, and provide an introduction to British numismatic history. The year 2001 was also a significant time because it was part of the period when the United Kingdom was approaching the new millennium era. British coins from this time represent the transition between the 20th and 21st centuries. The 2001 one penny carries the traditions of the past while representing modern British currency. It is a small reminder of how coins continue to evolve with society and technology. The phrase DGREG, FD, on this coin has a long historical background. Many British monarchs have used similar inscriptions on coins for hundreds of years. The phrase reflects the constitutional and religious traditions connected with the British monarchy. Although many people use the coin simply as money, collectors recognize that these inscriptions preserve historical information that connects modern coins with earlier generations. The Royal Mint has produced British coins for centuries, and the 2001 one penny continues that proud tradition. Every detail, from the Queen's portrait to the crown portcullis, was carefully designed to create a balance between beauty and practicality. The coin demonstrates how even a simple everyday object can represent national identity and historical change. In the world of numismatics, the 2001 Elizabeth II one penny may not be considered one of the rarest British coins, but it remains an important collectible because of its design, historical connection, and representation of the early 21st century. Collectors often enjoy studying these coins because they show the development of British coinage during Queen Elizabeth II's reign. The Elizabeth II DGREG FD 2001 one penny coin is a fascinating piece of British history. It combines royal tradition, artistic design, and modern manufacturing techniques in a small but meaningful object. Whether found in an old coin collection, a family collection, or a pocket full of change, this coin carries a story about Britain's past and present. For YouTube coin collectors and history enthusiasts, the 2001 one penny provides an interesting topic because it allows viewers to explore the meaning behind coin inscriptions, the history of Queen Elizabeth II's portraits, the role of the Royal Mint, and the importance of everyday coins. Although its face value is only one penny, its historical and educational value makes it a wonderful addition to any world coin collection. The 2001 Elizabeth II one penny is more than just a piece of copper-colored metal. It is a symbol of British heritage, a product of skilled craftsmanship, and a reminder of a changing world. From the royal inscription to the detailed portcullis design, every feature contributes to its story. This coin remains a popular and interesting collectible for people who enjoy discovering the hidden history behind everyday money. The Elizabeth II DGREG FD 2001 one penny coin is a remarkable example of modern British decimal coinage and represents an important chapter in the history of United Kingdom currency. Although it was produced as a regular circulation coin for everyday use, it has become a fascinating collectible item because it carries the image of Queen Elizabeth II, one of the most recognized monarchs in modern history. Every detail on this small coin reflects British traditions, royal symbolism, artistic craftsmanship, and the development of the United Kingdom's monetary system. For coin collectors around the world, the 2001 one penny is not only a piece of currency, but also a small historical artifact that tells the story of Britain at the beginning of the 21st century. The history of the British one penny coin goes back hundreds of years, but the modern decimal penny began after the United Kingdom changed its currency system in 1971. Before decimalization, British money was based on pounds, shillings, and pence, which was a complicated system compared with the modern decimal structure. The introduction of the new decimal penny was a major change in British financial history. The early decimal pennies carried the words "new penny" to help people understand the new system, but later issues, including the 2001 coin, used the simpler wording "one penny." This change marked the successful adoption of decimal currency in everyday British life. The year 2001 was an interesting period for British coins because it came at the beginning of a new century. The United Kingdom was entering a modern era while still maintaining strong connections to its historical traditions. The 2001 One penny coin represents this combination of old and new. It uses modern minting technology while preserving traditional symbols such as the royal portrait, crown, and portcullis. This makes the coin a valuable educational piece for anyone interested in British history, monarchy, and numismatics.